This is a short story about a puppy named Yupi, who one day wandered out the kitchen door and became separated from his master. It was a sunny day in late spring, the kind of day that makes you want to take a walk in the fresh air, feel the breeze on your skin, and smell the flowers. And it was especially lovely in the countryside where 8-month-old Yupi lived with his owner, a young man named Tom. Tom had adopted Yupi when he was just a tiny ball of fur. They were the best of friends and spent all their time playing together. But one morning, while Tom was busy with work, Yupi decided to explore. He slipped out the kitchen door without anyone noticing and started sniffing around. He wanted to see what was beyond the big, scary road that Tom had always kept him away from. On the other side of the road was a huge field full of fun smells and interesting things to chew on. Yupi was so engrossed in his exploration that he didn't notice how far he'd strayed from home. When he finally looked back, he couldn't see his house anymore. Yupi was lost. For a moment, he panicked. Then he remembered what his mom had told him when they were still living in the wild. When you get lost, stay calm and keep moving. You'll find your way home. So Yupi took a deep breath and started walking. He walked for hours, following streams and hopping over fallen logs, until he came across a farmhouse. Maybe someone here could help him find his way home, he thought. But when he approached the house, a large, angry-looking dog came bounding out, barking furiously. Yupi ran away, frightened, and hid under a bush. That's when he heard the sound of a small voice. "What are you doing here?" Yupi looked up to see a little girl standing in front of him with a worried expression on her face. "I'm lost," Yupi said, his tail drooping. "Can you help me find my way home?" The girl's face immediately softened. "Of course," she said. "I'm sure my dad will help you." She led Yupi to her father, who was sitting on a chair mending a fence. "Dad, we have a lost puppy," the girl said. "Can we keep him?" The man looked at Yupi and smiled. "Of course, sweetheart, but we can't keep him if he doesn't have a collar or a tag. Let's go look for his owners." The man put some water in a bowl and gave it to Yupi. Then he and the girl went door to door, asking if anyone had lost a dog. But Yupi's owners weren't at home, so no one knew he was missing. It was getting late, so the man's wife suggested they let Yupi sleep in the barn for the night. "We'll put an ad in the local paper and see if we can find his owners tomorrow," she said, and that's exactly what they did. The next day Yupi woke up feeling better. He played with the man's sheepdog and explored the farmyard. He was sad that he couldn't go home, but he knew that these kind people were taking care of him, and that made him feel a lot better. Then something amazing happened. A woman came to the farm looking for a lost dog. She had seen the ad in the paper and thought it might be Yupi's owner. "Have you seen a small brown dog with white paws?" she asked. "That's Yupi," the man's wife said. "I'll go get him." She brought Yupi over to the woman, who knelt down and hugged him. "Oh, Yupi," she cried, "you're safe." Then she turned to the man and said, "Thank you so much for taking care of him. He's my son's dog, and he's been missing for weeks. We've put up posters everywhere and been searching everywhere. We're so glad you found him." She hugged Yupi again, then fastened his leash and led him away. As they walked away, Yupi looked back at the farm one last time. He had only been there for 2 days, but he would never forget the kindness of the people who had taken care of him when he was lost. And that's when a miracle happened. As Yupi was being led toward his home, he noticed a familiar face. It was Tom. He had been searching for Yupi for weeks and hadn't given up hope. When he saw Yupi, he ran over and hugged him tightly. "You're safe," he whispered. "You're finally home." Yupi licked Tom's face and wagged his tail furiously. He was so happy to be home. From that day on, Yupi never wandered too far from home without Tom. He had learned his lesson and was content to spend his days playing in the yard and going for walks with his beloved owner by his side. They lived happily ever after.